I can't fix, repair, maintain everyone's vehicle or replace everyone's engine. So please watch the videos, listen carefully, subscribe, turn the bell on, and bada bing, bada boom, baby, last of the best. Good to see I've attracted a lot of very intelligent people, but there's a few people that obviously haven't seen enough videos and haven't gathered the correct evidence on engines and whether a timing belt or a timing chain is a better option. Just yesterday's video, I had a look at some of the comments, and one of them said, "Oh, why didn't you put a 1gd in?" Well, you know, most people sort of know the good reason, good answer for that one. A lot of people are not going to like the answer because they obviously missed the information. Somebody said timing belts, oh, like they're a pain. Now this timing belt here, this genuine Toyota timing belt is going to cost you about $100, maybe less. I don't even know current pricing, right? And of course I get stuff a little bit cheaper. So for about $100, and it is so easy to change. So I've just installed this one. We'll quickly go through the procedure on changing the timing belt, but it's not how to change the timing belt video because I wouldn't do that video, would I? I'd do the BFE job video because there's all these other components that I would change while I'm doing the timing belt, since the timing belt is what matters, connecting the top of the engine to the bottom of the engine. And if it breaks, it's going to cost you an engine or some serious major catastrophic repairs anyway. Is that a poo troll in the background? Yeah, looks like it. Don't worry about that. That's another story. But this story is timing chain components are very expensive. We're talking thousands of dollars. A few days work, you got to take the engine out to change it, that sort of thing on a 1gd, and it's a common problem. So once you learn that, and that, look, a lot of people are going to be okay. It's not going to happen to a lot of people, but it's definitely an issue the guide's wearing. So to avoid that, extra oil changes are going to be your friend. Lots of extra oil changes on the 1gd, specifically if you've got the standard EGR system, heaps of soot loading into the oil. You really want to get that oil out every 5,000 Ks. But it would be ideal if you didn't have the soot loading the oil, hint, hint. But anyway, catch can's not going to solve your problem because the soot is still going into the oil. That's the real problem here. Now on the new genuine timing belts, on the back of it, you might notice, some people will notice, some won't see that. You might go, what's that? I don't know if that's the joint or what, but it's always two places on the back of the belt. So if you notice that, it's not something to worry about. If you didn't notice it, even better, I probably shouldn't have told you about it. This one got a new timing belt, obviously, new engine, new timing belt. If you've done your BFE, you can reuse the timing belt. But my point is, it's really easy to change. Literally to change, if you've got to just change your timing belt, it's 6 bolts to take the timing cover off. See this one here, 1, 2, and there's, you know, a few more, 3, 4, whatever, right? 6. I'm going to show you 6 bolts. Then you just make sure your timing's lined up. So you've got your mark at the top here. You got it. This is a good opportunity to show you the mark down on the crank there, and you got the one on the side here as well. You can use these lines on the belt if you like. It helps, but you don't really need to. It doesn't matter, right? I like to have the Toyota belt facing out that way like that. So that's how I set them up anyway, and keep everything Mickey Mouse clean. Literally, if you're going to change your timing belt, line up your timing marks, remove your 2 10 mils, probably this one first. That allows the pressure to kick that way a little bit, and then this one, but it doesn't really matter which one you take out. You have to replace or reset your tensioner. We're not going to go into too much detail. You're going to reinstall that with these 2 bolts. 13 Newton meters on these M6 10mm heads. And then you're just going to fit that timing belt back in position, which I've shown in a video, the easiest way to do it. I've shown in a few videos. You put your mark there, you stretch out this side, you wrap it around, you hold it there, you take it back off the top again, you wrap it around here because this has got the front on it, and then stretch out this side. It's really easy, and then you could sort of keep this part over here a little bit until you get all the top and the bottom on, then you slip that around and you double check your marks and you pull the pin because you've got the pin in the tensioner here. So that's your timing belt. How easy is that? Someone says timing belts are I can't remember what they said. What did they say? He said, why did you not install the 1gd? Timing belt is a headache. Well, I'll tell you what, this timing belt is really easy. Pretty straightforward job, especially if the engine's out. If the engine's in, really straightforward if you do the other related works in the BFE job, like the water pump. We've got a whole playlist on this stuff. If you can't find it, really, there's something wrong with you, because the playlist's easy to find and it's called BFE whatever. You know, you work it out. And all the related components is what gets changed. And while you got that all out in the water pump, it's really easy to access all this stuff. So there's no headache at all. And the cost of those components to do the job, if you get the kit from me, is only $770 delivered to your door. And that's every 150,000 Ks. Now, a lot of 1GDs are going to need the timing, the guides, and probably get a new chain and guides. And it could be a lot of them before 150,000 Ks. Before these engines came out, the 1GDs, I said there'll probably be problems with timing chains and guides. Also said maybe hydraulic lifters. So let's just say I was wrong about the lifters, but I don't need to say what I was right about, whatever. It's just how it is. It's just a lot of engines has problems with guides and timing chains and stuff like that, making noise, slapping around. It's just a thing the way it's been. So I prefer this timing belt, and I believe that the timing chain's more of a headache, just like the DPF's a headache. A leaking EGR cooler putting coolant in your engine, that's a headache, especially when the cooler's $2,000. So my experience and opinion is these engines are much more reliable. They don't have any of these issues. They just work. You do your maintenance. We've got a full maintenance program available. And yeah, I reckon it's not Toyota have lost the plot. I mean, the quality of what they're doing is good, but they've been forced to do some of the things that they've done, so which is what causes problems. So technology and also emission control, saving the planet type things, you know, EGRs and DPFs and smaller engines, even more highly strung than before. But look, this is no headache. This is easy stuff right here. It's beautiful, it's easy, it's cheap, it's reliable. We pull these off at 150,000 Ks, these belts, and they're beautiful, okay? So they will probably last a lot longer. I'm not going to tell you to leave it there. If you can't afford a belt, I've got some cheap ones there, you know, half price if you like, that have been used 10 and 20. I think I've got a couple of belts that have been used 10 or 20,000 Ks, and for whatever reason, just like the belt that came off this engine, it's got 23,000 kilometers on it, but I've just put a new one. So if you want a 23,000 K belt for whatever you think's a fair donation, and you're around Melbourne Northwest and you want to come and pick it up, you still might want these new components. So then once you do that and spend all that money, you might as well just put new everything. I'm just saying, if you've got no money, changing the belt's better than nothing, and it gives you the opportunity to get in here and check that bearing, because once the belt's off, you can spin that, because that's something that if you go off-road and you get a lot of dust and dirt, maybe it doesn't seal that well. I actually put a new back cover on this engine. It doesn't come with the engine, so, but I'll put a new back cover on, because, you know, they can get a bit old and distorted. And like I said, I'm going to throw at this thing whatever I can. Just gave the harmonic balancer a good wash up. I'll put a new O-ring on the crank sensor in case you missed it in the other videos. You can't buy this O-ring separately. You've got to buy the whole crank sensor. It's about 200 bucks. But that O-ring is the same O-ring as the block plug, you know, the oil leak. Same O-ring, so I replaced it. And once again, same O-ring on here. Not that we ever see these leak, but I replaced it anyway, because this is what I mean. We're just throwing things up, like new O-rings on the pumps, you know, the supply pump, everything like that. Everything's getting all new, clean, bada bing, bada boom, baby. Anyway, if you think a timing belt, particularly on this engine's a headache, you've got your information mixed up or lacking a little bit. So keep watching the video, subscribe, turn the bell on. Don't miss another video that comes out. They're all very informative. It's going to help you save money, keep your vehicle reliable. So we'll catch you in the next video. Bada bing, bada boom, baby. See ya.